Hello there, my friends. As you're joining us, say, hey, Aaron, what's up? But today, I want to talk about how serving our community and making an impact is what honestly most studios and educators are really looking to accomplish when they teach dance. For most, though, this will mean teaching students 18 and under, typically, right? We're waiting for them to get through to high school, out of high school. But what if, what if, when you're looking at our community as a whole, you see that our senior citizens are too often forgotten in this whole equation? And which prompted me to talk to one of my dearest friends, Miss Michelle, because I think that for so many of us, making an impact is truly the heart of what we want to do. And so today we are going to be diving into the topic of making an impact in your community by serving senior retirement communities, serving assisted living facilities, and I'm going to be talking with Michelle, and we are going to really discuss how not only this is possible to do, but how it's made a profound impact on her heart and also on her bottom line, right? Because we know the more fun you have, the more money you make. So if you're joining us, say hello. Let us know that you're here. We always want to know who is here with us when we come on live. If you somehow have just stumbled upon us and stumbled upon today, I'm Erin Bird, and I support dance studio owners and educators just like you who want to grow their businesses by creating their own unique vision of success, all without burnout, overwhelm, or sacrificing any of your personal life. Because the truth of the matter is that you can have it all if you just decide. And if you're thinking, hey, Aaron, I want to learn more about this, and you want to get a copy of today's show notes, just drop the word senior below, and we will make sure to, hey there, we're so glad that you could join us. Let us know, and we will get you a copy of those show notes. So now I'm going to be bringing in my friend Michelle. Now, y'all, let me tell you. I got to tell you something here. I have to brag on Michelle, honestly, for a moment, because a lot of times I think that we understate. Hey, from Detroit. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, so y'all, Michelle, if you don't know her, and you're going to know her real soon if you don't, but let me tell you what. Michelle has been teaching dance. She's been a dance educator for over 50 years. She owned her studio for 40 plus years. She was she judged for dance competitions. She has put together events and workshops. She loves the arts more than anything else besides her family. And she absolutely is such joy and such a wealth of knowledge. And I was so blessed to have Michelle come, and her and I just like crossed paths, and she came to me and we worked together. We've worked together for several years, but I wanted to bring her on and talk about this because I think so many of us are missing this particular group of students, right? So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and bring Michelle on in because we need to have this conversation. Hello, Michelle. Hello. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad to have you here on the Aaron Bird Live Show. And let's just dive right in. And you guys, if you have questions about this idea, going into senior communities, going into assisted living facilities, we want this to be a conversation and we want you to take away some little nuggets. So if you have like, whoa, aha moment or a nugget that comes to you while we're having this conversation, I would love for you to share it with us in the comments below. Just drop a hashtag nugget or what the aha moment was, we want to celebrate those with you. And this is also what it does. If you're coming in on the replay, it lets those people know who are coming in on the replay that, hey, really like lean on in because there's a good piece of info that's going to be dropped right now. So you want to lean on in and listen. And we learn out loud. So I absolutely love it. So Michele, oh my gosh, we have known each other now for 4 years.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah, about 4 years. And Michele was kind of when Michele and I met, she was thinking about, okay, I've had a 40-year run of owning my studio, and maybe I should start to think about semi-retiring. Now, I laugh, but because, it wasn't an easy decision for you to close your studio because you weren't ready to like do nothing.
Right. Yeah, I had my ups and downs on that. A nice roller coaster on that decision.
I mean, it had to have been such a tough decision. Um, but we started working together because she said, maybe I'm not really, I want to give up the studio space because it's a lot of responsibility, but I'm not ready to tap out quite yet. And so we started working together, and you joined the mobile studio mastermind
Right.
because you wanted to really still go in and kind of have a little more freeing of a schedule. You wanted to go in and work with preschools and daycares, but you also had another community and another market that really had your heart. So do you want to share with us a little bit about kind of what sparked you going into some of these senior retirement communities or assisted living facilities? How did that come about for you?
Sure. Well, thanks first of all for having me today. I'm real excited to speak with you and to share some little nuggets here. Well, back in 2000, I started to think about because as I was aging, I was also starting to think about what am I going to do when I retire? What about the people that are already retired in these centers, and what are they doing for them? You know, not only on their care, but you know, just having people come in and entertaining them, giving them the proper classes to keep them, vital and excited about life as they're aging. So I started to go into the senior assisted living centers and communities back in 2000, and I
Mm,
just felt a great need for that, especially in my area, and how much it did for the participants in those facilities.
mm,
They were missing a lot, so it really helped them, which made me feel great. And it just kept progressing from there.
right. And so I agree with you. I think that, so many times it's really unfortunate, but uh, the aging get lost sometimes in the shuffle. And you say there's a quote that you say all the time, and I would love for you to share. I'm sure you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about
sure.
because I truly, truly believe this with all my heart as well. And so, hopefully she comes back in. Oh, we just lost her, but we will get her back on. Um, and here's the thing, and I'll share it. I'll share the quote, y'all. Let me know if you're still here, if you could still see me. I want to know, right? Let me know in the comments below that you could still see and you're still here while we're figuring out all this technical difficulties. My goodness, y'all. So one of the quotes is, "You don't." I'm probably gonna say it wrong. That's why I wish Michele was here because she's gonna say, "You don't stop dancing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop dancing," right? Okay, yay, still here. All right. So I think I got that quote right, right? I did think about it really hard. You don't stop dancing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop dancing. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments below. I want to know, do you agree? And here's what we found when we talk about serving these senior communities, these aging communities. Here's what we found. We found that when they are not getting the exercise and the movement and having their minds challenged and stimulated, then they tend to they don't stay here with us as long. And so um, I think that it's absolutely vital for us to be able to go into some of these communities and serve. And let me know, how many of you currently, maybe you take your performing company or your competition team and you go to some of these communities and you do a performance there. Let me know. I want to know. Because that is absolutely one way that we can serve and we can bring joy and we give additional performance opportunities. But what if we took it a step further, right? And we actually formed relationships with these facilities and offered for us to come in and do something for this community. You will make an impact on your community as a whole. You will create more joy. You will spread awareness and make extra money. It is an additional revenue stream and it could be absolutely leveraged. And let me tell you, and this happened with Michele, once the word got out that um, she was doing this, she started in one or two, it completely spread like wildfire, and she was having all of these activities directors from different facilities. She was having them come to her, calling her, saying, "Can you please come here and do something, do a program here with us as well?" It is something that's so needed and something that most are not doing in your community. And so this is where we can show up and make an impact. Now, while we're waiting, I'm gonna see um, if I could support her coming back on. Um, I want to support. Okay. I'm texting her, y'all. Thank you for being so patient. So let me know, how many of you are actively going into these centers, these communities, these retirement communities? I want to know. So let me know. Like, give me a 1 if you currently offer classes in some of these facilities. Give me a 2 if you are not, and a 3 if you have been really thinking about it and you want some pointers. Okay. Yay, Michele's back. I'm going to show her. I'm going to bring her back in. Yay, I'm so glad. Hey, crazy technology. It happens from time to time. I hope I got the quote right. I did share it with them. And you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the quote is, "You don't stop dancing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop dancing."
That's correct.
Woo! I was right, y'all. Thank you. Okay. 3, yes. So we have some who have been thinking about offering some classes to some of their communities. And so, Michele, if you had someone, and we have some friends here who have been thinking about it, what would be some of the tips that you would say to them, or what suggestions could you give them if they've been thinking about, maybe this is something that I want to do?
Sure. Well, one of the key things is your curriculum. You need the correct to be a lot of fun for them, yet challenging. And you need in your lesson plans to include a variety of skills for them. Also, I have a list here of some other important things for you to think about. First of all, is who in your community do you want to serve? And these facilities that you go to, you want to make sure they're your right support group that will work with you with your needs also in mind. Also, get to know the needs of what they're looking for in a program, because your idea of a program and what they want could be two different things. So you want to make sure that's very clear. Also, you want to understand the limitations of the adult participants. As they age, they will have a lot of limitations, body wise and mentally, physically, mentally. Also, the ability to tweak your lesson plans. Always have a lesson plan, but be able to tweak it on the spot. You may not always be able to follow it exactly how you planned out for that day. You also want to have a fun, loving, and caring personality with their best interests in mind. And also, if you have instructors who are going to go do a class for you, make sure that instructor loves working with adults. They have to love working with them. You know, that could be a downfall if they don't have that spark to
Mhm.
and the care and the love for them. So I hope that
Yeah.
helps give them a couple ideas to think
Yeah,
about.
absolutely. And I think that so many times, to your point, is if you create this program and you're going to leverage it and you're going to have other instructors going out and teaching and working with it, it is absolutely key to make sure that it's the right fit. Teaching, and I could say this from my own personal experience, but I love teaching tiny tots. Preschoolers are my absolute favorite, but I also know that they're not everybody else's favorite. And I could tell you, I knew from a very young age when I first started teaching that I did not like teaching middle schoolers. I didn't
Mhm.
like it, right? And so the same thing goes for teaching aging adults, right? You have to absolutely um, have a passion for seeing them continue their education, right? And
Mhm.
and even that it's never too late for them to start,
Right. There,
right?
there's never an age limit put on dance. As long as you want to move and you enjoy music, the whole thing is to have fun.
Yes, because if we can have fun and be filled with joy, we're going to have a longer life ahead of us.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all about,
Right.
right? Is having a long and healthy full life. And so I know we were talking about the other day, and I hope you don't mind, can we share a little bit about, you created a Facebook group?
Right. I have a Facebook group that we started. It's called Teach Movement for Seniors and Aging Communities.
Okay.
And
Yeah. And so tell us, what are we going to do in this site, inside this group? Who's it for?
this
What's
is this is for any teacher that is looking for information to help build a program for themselves in their community, share some tips with each other, and just stay connected and try to help each other out through a process of getting into the senior assisted living type communities.
I love it. I think it's a great place because there's lots of, you might be watching here and teach preschool dance, and so you might be thinking, well, this isn't what this group is, teach preschool dance, preschoolers. But the truth of the matter is that I think that there's so much to offer here, and I think that it is a community that gets forgotten, and there is no Facebook groups out there right now, aside from Michelle's group, that really support dance educators who really want to continue making their impact by serving senior communities, right?
Right, right,
And so she really felt called and need to start this group, start having the conversation, and be able to support, others who just really want to make an impact and want to go out and to really serve in a bigger way. And So I'm so glad to be part of it. I'm in the group. I will be there also, just to support and help come up with ideas and share. Like she said, her and I worked together um, on leveraging this mobile program. And when I say mobile, sometimes people think only, oh, only mobile program or a traveling program is going into preschools and daycares. Well, the truth of the matter is the business model lends itself to preschoolers, retirement communities, after school programs. You're just basically going and teaching someplace else. And so I love that I will be able to be in there and support anybody who is looking to kind of grow this, start or grow this sort of program. And so we invite each and every one of you to join the Teach Movement for Seniors community. You'll see it's scrolling along the bottom here because we want you to be a part of that. And if you are looking for some more support and maybe even some goodies, drop the word senior below. We will get you not only a copy of the show notes, but there might be an extra little goodie for you. Just saying. Michelle is, like I said, a wealth of information, and she absolutely wants to share and see what people have, people can do inside their communities because it's a ripple effect. And what you do actually does make a difference, y'all. So I want to say thank you so much, Michelle. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but you know what? With all of your experience, you know that to adapt and overcome, and the show must go on. So, so is there any last things that you want to, any nugget or anything that you want to share with them if they were like thinking, "Oh, I'm on the fence," or "When's a good time to start," or those sort of
Right.
things?
There's never a bad time to start. When you're
Mhm.
ready to go, you should go for it. One of your challenges may be that they say, "Well, we throw a video in," and they watch a video. Well, what happens when they watch that video? They fall asleep. So it's very important for you to make it clear that that one-on-one or one-on-group contact is most important for them because you will keep them alert. You will keep them motivated to keep on going. They won't fall asleep.
Absolutely. So human connection is the key.
Exactly.
And when they aren't actively engaged because they don't have somebody in front of them or asking them questions or seeing how they're getting along, right? When it's just a static video, basically, that they're supposed to follow along, there's no added layer of motivation.
Yeah. Plus, depending on the video, it may not be curriculum appropriate for them. Can't just
Mm,
throw any kind of video on there and expect them to do that when there's so many different challenges in that age group to
mhm,
begin with, and so many areas you can cover to help them sustain where they're at and even get better.
mhm, mhm. So, yeah, I have to agree with you there. I think that sometimes it's kind of like me saying, I'm going to throw on this video and I expect, you know, 12-year-olds and 2-year-olds to be able to do the same thing. It's not, we have to look at the needs of the individuals inside of our classrooms
Exactly.
and create something that's well, developmentally age appropriate and what they're looking at as far as their skills, abilities, and challenges that they have ahead of them.
Right.
Okay. Um, One of the things that just came to mind for me is, do you feel like there are certain things that um, every good lesson plan should have inside of it? Like, should there be, I mean, obviously whole body, but is there certain things that you think are especially important when you're teaching aging adults?
Sure. One of the things is mental skills
Mm,
exercises. Um, skills for the hands. You will find that as they age, they have less dexterity in their hands. So there's great exercises to keep them moving with their hands. Uh,
Mm,
Besides strengthening their legs and moving their bodies and things like that,
mhm,
um, and also speech
mm,
is another. There's a lot of exercises dealing with speech that helps them, especially if you go into communities that have participants who have Parkinson's or
mm,
Alzheimer's, and they have a lot of trouble as their disease progresses. So there's
mm.
exercises that you can do in a fun way that they don't realize what it's doing for them.
Absolutely. It's all just about having fun,
Hmm.
but with an objective in mind,
Right.
right? So, oh my gosh, I think that's such a great little nugget right there, for anyone who's watching. And if you guys have questions, obviously, number one, drop them here below. Let us know. Michelle and I will absolutely be coming back into this conversation. We know a lot of people are going to be coming in on the replay, and that is quite all right as well. And of course, we would love for you to join that Facebook group. So you could just go to facebook.com/groups my goodness, my mouth, teach, it's coming on, movement for seniors. That's the group. And we will get you in there. And we are so excited to, share more with you, because I think that it's time for us to pay a little more attention to this group, right? So, Michelle, thank you so much for coming on and joining us today and helping navigate through these crazy technical things. You are such a pro, and I and such a wealth of information, y'all. And if you aren't friends with Michelle yet on Facebook, you might just want to become one, because even if it's not about senior stuff, like I said, she owned her studio for over 40 years and has been an educator for over 50. Y'all, she's got a lot of information. So, and she's so great at giving and sharing. So, I definitely know that's the place that you need to be. So, y'all, thank you so much, Michelle, for joining us.
Thank
And
you.
I always love our chats and being able to talk and to, I just learned so much from you all the time. So it makes me so happy. So, my friends, I am going to be coming back on next Wednesday, same time, same place, for another episode of the Aaron Bird Live Show. Until then, my friends, please find the joy, be grateful, and enjoy the journey, because it can go very, very fast. It can go very, very fast. So let's focus on joy and gratitude. That's where we should focus our attention. But I will see you all next week, same time, same place, for another episode of the Aaron Bird Live Show. I'm going to leave you all there. Have a fantastic day, friends, and we will see you very, very soon. Bye.
Bye bye.